managed to get out. Usually the games are decided earlier than that, and that's why you don't see it. But there's a couple queens coming out, and a hive going down as well. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. This is going to be really, really interesting to see what happens here. Now he's running in the Scourge. Is he going to see it? He's going to spot the hive. He spots the hive. Scourge have very, very low sight range, but he's got close enough to see that hive there, so he knows what's coming. He knows the queen's nest is out. I don't think he's seen the queens yet themselves, though. Great, the red Zerg has a lot of Scourge in the air, so he needs to be very careful. Zero has some Scourge as well. He's got those queens following his Mulus. What just happened there? It looks like he canceled some kind of an egg here. He might need the extra money for something. Mulus coming in here, catching his extra Mulus off guard. He's having to fall back here a little bit. Scourge coming in and sacrificing themselves on each other's Scourge. Ensnare on all those Mulus. They're going to fire slower. They're not going to be able to get away. They've killed off the Spore Colony, but Great is just going in. He feels he has more Mulus. He's going in. I don't know if he has more Mulus. Another Ensnare going off. It looks like Great does have more Mutas, but reinforcements are going to come in quicker for Zero. If he could pop out some Scourge right now, it'd be perfect, but and they wouldn't be able to escape very easily with the ensnare on top of them. And more Mulus coming in for both players. Both players just rallying their Mulus to this battle, trying to win this battle. And look at those ensnared Mutas running around. He would just, oh man, he should totally Scourge those ensnared Mutas. The ensnare wears off. I don't know if he has any other queens around. He used 2 ensnares, so I think that his ensnares are spent right now. Both players just rallying their forces to this location, trying, and a Spore Colony comes up underneath those Mutas, which is just going to be enough that he's going to be forced to fall back. I think he just had enough Mutas to contend with Zero's Mutas. They were about even, but that Spore Colony coming in just gave Zero just enough, and I didn't even see him building that colony underneath there. Hydralisk Den? What? What the heck is going on? What? Zerg vs. Zerg has been turned on its head in the last several months, I guess. Greater Spire is now up for Zero. Wow, so he might probably going to produce some Devourers. He's got those queens out still. I think they're the same queens. I think he kept them alive and just ran them out of the battle there. Wow. 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 And so now producing some drones here. Wait, what just happened? Did he just cancel his extra extractor? Oh, I didn't even realize he's gotten a 3rd base up. Duh. Wow, that is huge. That is huge. Great has a 3rd base up now, and if he can hold it, which is what he's going to try and do, he's trying to use the fact that Zero's playing defensively. Whoa. Sorry. Hold on a second. You ever do that where you like breathe in and you have like a little bit of saliva just balanced right on your tongue, so when you breathe in, you kind of breathe in the saliva and you choke on it? It's a wonderful feeling. Anyway, Great has gotten that 3rd base up, and if he can hold it, which is what he's trying to do, he's got Spore Colonies going up at all of his bases right now to just try and be defensive for a moment. If he can get that 3rd gas going, it's going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely huge, and it's going to be really tough for Zero to catch up. Zero really needs to at least be aware of that 3rd base and do something about it. Probably get a 3rd base of his own up. He needs to get a 3rd base going on, and it looks like Great is actually being very diligent. He's sending Scourge around. We've been seeing him do this a lot all game, actually. Send Scourge to that 3rd base location. He's now sending Scourge to different locations to spot to see if he's coming up with a 3rd base, and he is hiding a 3rd base at the 6 o'clock location. I think Great saw that base. I'm pretty sure he knows that's there. That's going to be his first target. And again, they're both pretty much playing the air game, though. So I was going to say it's going to be vulnerable. Sort of, well, I don't know. It's a weird location. It's protected by eggs, so it's actually it is kind of a good location in that the Zerglings can't really get in there very well. What is going on there? Those Scourge were just on crack. Anyway, so it's protected from Zerglings, so usually like a random 3rd base like that is going to be vulnerable to, Zerglings coming in and sniping it. Whoa, what's going on there? Whoa! Scourge running around, not even sure what they're doing. Single Scourge lands on that queen, but the queen doesn't need to live long to ensnare. What is he going to? He's going to do in the snare? What is he doing? Whoa! Whoa, maybe he's planning on doing a parasite. Whoa, he's got to run that queen away. The Scourge landing, killing off, popping a Devourer, actually. Nicely Scourge there. What is he going to do with that queen? It's got 1 hit left on it. Nice! Gets a parasite off, and there are Hydralisks. What the heck is going on? Hydralisks? In my ZVZ? Oh noes. What? This is insane. This is insane. He's building up mass Hydras now. I've seen this work I've seen one time I saw LZ Gamer actually playing a ZVZ on Battle.net, and whoa, nice ensnare there. He's going to slow down those mutas for attack coming in here. If he can get some acid spores on him, it'll be good too. And we see him actually microing those Mutalisks like against Medic Marines, picking off Hydralisks instead. Now he's going to pick off some drones. And look at this, he can just pop the Hydralisks in one volley with that group of mutas, and it's exactly what he's doing, and that's why you don't go for Hydralisks in ZVZ. That and Zerglings as well can do pretty well in low numbers against low numbers of Hydralisks. Anyways, wow, and so these Mutalisks are just owning these Hydras. I'm not sure why he decided to get those Hydras. This is kind of weird. Anyway, maybe he was planning on... I'm so confused. Anyway, so some Mutalisks fighting in the middle here. Mutalisks aren't as big of a deal at this point. Both players have pretty good economy going on, so losing a Mutalisk battle by a little bit isn't going to be a huge deal anymore. He's just getting bunches of Hydralisks now, and just grouping up Hydras as a nice squad of drones running over towards that fourth base. And what the flippity flip is going on here? 2 Defiler mounds now, and now a Hydralisk den of his own. What the... what is going on? What is going on here? And no fourth base for you. Yes, fourth base for you. Great. Did manage to sneak out that drone. It looked like he was trying to sneak out another drone for a fifth base. But he's got that drone over at the other base. And oh man, those Hydras are screwed. They're ensnared. They're going to fire slower. They're not going to be able to do as much damage. Those Mutalisks are going to pick them off pretty quickly. But they can fall back to that Spore Colony though. And that is one of the things that, one of the advantages of Hydralisks is that Spore Colonies don't hit them. So nice. Now he's got Acid Spores on those Mutalisks, though. So they're going to take more damage from Zero's Mutalisks. Look at that. Double goo on those. Wow. It's going to sound nasty, but I love double goo. I love seeing goo on stuff. And now there's just spores, acid spores on everything. 6 acid spores on that Overlord, I think. 2 Defiler mounds as well for great. What the they're both going for very quick Defiler upgrades. I guess they were concerned about getting Consume and basically, I mean, if you've got the gas to spare, which I guess they do with like 3 bases, but you might as well upgrade the Consume and excuse me, and Plague at the same time, since Plague is going to be really, really important. I mean, if you can Plague a group of Mutalisks, and that's the thing, is they don't even have a ton of Mutalisks. Sometimes you see this happen really late game when both players have like 3 control groups of Mutalisks, and they don't really seem to have that many Mutalisks right now. Zero sending in some Zerglings here, trying to kill off some Sun Colonies. Slow Zerglings for the win, apparently. Oh man, going in, almost kills off, but now he's coming up with the Mutalisks as well. Consume is upgraded. He consumes a couple Zerglings. Great, Zeros. Oh, he might pick off that. Oh, he does pick off a Defiler. He picks off a Defiler. He goes in, takes a pot shot at that Spore Colony as well. There's spores everywhere, and maybe that's why these players are going for these ground units, is because there's spores everywhere. But this is just ridiculous. Zero is now getting 2 more bases. He's getting a base at the 3 o'clock position where there's a gas, and he's getting a mineral only on the inside as well. Just counting on the fact that he's got some map control right now. Nidus Canal's going down. Protect his external bases, I guess, with ground units. More Zerglings coming out on the ground, attacking those Hydralisks, but the Sunken Colony there doing a lot of damage, keeping things in check there. Did I just see Lurkers morphing? I wasn't sure. It was on first-person view. Single Zergling's going to run in, not accomplish anything there, but he's going to see that Nidus Canal. He's going to see what's going on. There are Lurkers. What is going on? This is insane. This is absolutely insane. So Great has gotten that fourth base up at the left side. He's immediately put down a bunch of colonies. He's going to use those colonies just to put down some initial protection. Probably a couple spores at least, and maybe the third one might be a sunken colony, actually. He may just go for 3 spores, though. But there's the Nidus Canal. Oh, I guess it's so that he doesn't have to worry about breaking the eggs, so he can keep that fourth base protected from eggs, actually. Protected by... Oh, nice! Plague! Oh, he ran in and plagued all the buildings in the Lurker. Ha 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 ha! Wow. Anyway, so yeah, he can have those Nidus Canals there, and that way he can actually move units out of his egg protected bases towards his main. Oh, wow. And Broodlings. He's just Broodling the Defiler. This game is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Planting a lurker down over here.